Ever walked into a room and felt your face suddenly become something you had to manage? You smile too hard, speak too fast, and somehow make the silence feel louder than traffic. Then comes that tiny panic where you start monitoring every blink, pause, laugh, and hand movement. The worst part is nobody says anything, which somehow makes you feel even more obviously wrong. So you try being nicer, funnier, more impressive, more agreeable, and the whole interaction gets stranger. Because comfort is weird, the harder you chase it, the more people can feel you chasing. Most awkward people are not cold, rude, boring, or selfish. They are overmanaging other people's reactions. And that pressure leaks everywhere, like perfume spilled on paper, impossible to hide once it spreads. People don't relax around perfection, they relax around safety, and safety feels very different than performance. Tonight that difference gets practical, because making people comfortable is less charm than emotional engineering skills. I'll show you why trying harder backfires, what lowers tension, and the hidden move nobody teaches. By the end you'll know how to calm rooms, build trust, and stop feeling like furniture. And the last shift matters most because it changes your energy before you open your mouth. First, understand this awkwardness usually starts before conversation in the private courtroom, running inside your head. You're not listening for connection. You're listening for verdicts, scanning faces like a defendant reading jurors. That inner trial makes your body rush into evidence mode, over-explaining, filling pauses, proving harmlessness worth. But when someone feels evaluated by your need for approval, they tighten up without knowing why. It looks like chemistry is missing when really both people are just reacting to invisible pressure. That means the solution is not becoming more impressive. It's becoming easier for other nervous systems. Comfortable people do something powerful. They stop making every interaction feel like a test with grading. They are not trying to win the room, they are trying to settle the room first. That begins with the first tool: lower your intensity before you raise your warmth for people. Warmth without spaciousness can feel overwhelming, like a stranger leaning too close while smiling too brightly. Think about the person who asks 7 questions in 30 seconds and nods like a host. They seem friendly, but your chest doesn't soften because their energy feels like it demands somehow. Lower intensity means slower entrances, calmer volume, less verbal flooding, and fewer emotional fireworks right away. Instead of bursting in with excitement, give people a second to find their footing beside you. A simple example: when meeting someone new, start 1 gear below your natural social speed today. Let your hello land, let your face rest, and let the moment breathe before decorating it. People often mirror pace before content, so your calm rhythm becomes permission they can borrow immediately. The result is subtle but huge. They stop bracing and conversation stops feeling like mutual auditioning. Second tool: make your attention feel clean, not hungry when someone starts speaking near you today. Hungry attention feels like you need something: validation, attraction, approval, entertainment, reassurance, or instant closeness back. Clean attention just notices them fully without reaching inside the moment and trying to take anything. You can hear the difference in 2 identical questions. How was your weekend with them today? One version sounds curious. The other sounds like it needs a satisfying answer to survive today. People relax when they sense you're interested in them, not trying to extract a reaction somehow. So stop listening like a miner panning for gold and start listening like a window opening. Notice their pace, the parts they linger on, the words they almost say. Then protect space. Instead of rushing to respond, let one beat pass longer than your insecurity likes and settle. That tiny pause tells them they do not have to perform at your speed to belong. Third tool is beautifully simple. Name what is already happening, especially the harmless, awkward parts aloud. Humans tense up most when weirdness is obvious, but nobody acknowledges it in the room yet. Like when 2 people reach for the same door, laugh strangely, then pretend nothing bizarre occurred. Or when you're both finding seats, adjusting jackets, and doing that microscopic social choreography nobody rehearsed. A light sentence dissolves the static. We are making this load harder than necessary right now. Suddenly the tension has somewhere to go because someone finally turned the invisible visible for everyone. This works because comfort grows when reality gets named gently, not when it gets denied politely. Not every awkward moment needs rescuing, but many need oxygen, and honesty is oxygen for people. If this already feels useful, like the video, and subscribe, then comment your biggest social struggle. Because once you notice your pattern changing, it gets easier and weirdly faster than you expect. Fourth tool: stop stacking yourself on top of the moment with extra commentary and corrections constantly. This is when you talk, then instantly explain the joke, Your opinion, your tone, and yourself. It happens after a tiny fear spike when you sense misunderstanding and sprint to control it. But explanations often create the very tension they were supposed to prevent in the first place. You say, "I did not mean that weirdly," which instantly makes everybody inspect the weirdness closer. You laugh and say that sounded dumb, and now the room has inherited your embarrassment too. Instead, trust the moment more than your panic about the moment and let small imperfections stand. If something truly needs clarification, say less than you want, not more to say in panic. Clean communication feels confident because it leaves air around the words instead of wrapping them desperately. Fifth tool sounds small, but it changes entire conversations. Ask easy to enter questions for people. Most people ask socially expensive questions without realizing it and force people to search for answers. What do you do feels expensive when someone hates work, feels lost, or was just fired. Better questions have cushions like what has been taking most of your attention lately these days. Or what has your week felt like, which lets them answer practically emotionally or lightly today. Easy entry questions reduce social debt, so people stop calculating how to sound interesting to you. Then they give real answers, which gives you real material, which creates actual connection right there. Here's the shift most people miss. Comfort is built through nervous system regulation, not impression. The room is always asking one quiet question. Am I safe to be unpolished here today? Your words matter, but your timing, softness, face, and non-defensiveness answer that question first for people. That is why a perfectly funny person can still feel exhausting to be around sometimes anyway. And a quieter person can feel magnetic because your body stops preparing for impact around them. So whenever you want someone comfortable, ask a better question first. What would settle this moment? Sometimes the answer is slower energy because fast warmth can feel like pressure in disguise sometimes. Sometimes the answer is naming the weirdness before it hardens into silent self-consciousness for everyone. Sometimes the answer is letting your sentence end without running after it with nervous explanations attached. And sometimes the answer is giving them an easier doorway into themselves with lighter questions first. Let me show you what this looks like in real life at a crowded dinner party. You arrive late, shoulders high, apologizing to everyone, joking about traffic like you owe entertainment immediately. The group smiles politely, but nobody opens because your entrance asks them to absorb your spin. Now, watch the alternate version. You enter, slower smile, sit down and say sorry for disappearing. Then you ask the table what everyone has been obsessed with this week and lean back. Instantly, the energy changes because your question is easy, specific, and inviting without demanding biography first. One person mentions sourdough, another mentions sleep, another admits doom scrolling apartment listings during meetings lately secretly. People laugh, but this time the laughter lands soft because nobody had to posture first there. That is how comfort looks from the outside: less sparkle, more permission for people to unclench. Here is another scene. Your coworker says something clumsy in a meeting and instantly regrets it. Everyone feels the awkward thud and the coworker starts backpedaling like they stepped on a rake. You could let them drown politely, or you could say, "I knew what you meant there." That sentence is tiny, but it hands their nervous system a chair to sit in again. They stop scrambling, the meeting moves on, and trust in you rises quietly but permanently afterward. People remember who made them feel less exposed, even if they forget your exact words later. That memory becomes your real charisma, because relief is stickier than impressiveness in people's minds today. Now we get to the part that changes everything, because it rewrites what confidence actually is. Most people think confidence makes others comfortable because confidence looks certain, smooth, and unaffected outside first. But certainty can intimidate. Smoothness can distance, and unaffected people can feel emotionally unavailable to others. The deepest social comfort does not come from seeming unshakable. It comes from seeming unthreatened inside. There is a difference between being impressive and being unworried in someone else's messy human presence. Unworried people do not panic when conversations wobble, when jokes miss, when silence arrives unexpectedly between. They do not rush to fix the error because they trust people can breathe through imperfection. That trust feels incredible to be around because most people are exhausted from constantly self-correcting. When you stop flinching at ordinary human mess, other people stop flinching at themselves around you. This is the final reveal. Comfort is not created by social skill alone at all today. It is created by how imperfection your nervous system can welcome without treating it like danger. If you secretly believe awkwardness means failure, you will try to erase it immediately every time. If you believe awkwardness is just humanity changing shape in real time, you stay relaxed there. And relaxed people are rare enough to feel like medicine in a world full of performance. So practice this differently than you expected. Do not rehearse clever lines, rehearse inner safety first. Before walking into a room, do not ask how to seem likable to everyone there today. Ask how to make the next person feel unpressured in your presence for the next minute. That one question changes your face, your pace you're listening, and the entire emotional temperature around. You stop trying to sparkle and start trying to soothe, which ironically makes you more magnetic. You stop auditioning and start hosting, and people always relax faster around hosts than contestants do. You stop asking people to handle your attention and start absorbing a little of theirs instead. That is when conversations begin feeling warm instead of strategic, alive instead of managed and human. And when people feel comfortable around you, they show you the version nobody performs for strangers. Their real laugh arrives, their shoulders drop, and their words stop dressing up for inspection there. They tell the truth sooner, joke more freely, and remember you with unusual softness after leaving. Not because you dazzled them, but because you gave them somewhere safe to be ordinary again. And ordinary, when it is safe enough, becomes a doorway to everything intimate and unforgettable afterward. So if you have spent years trying to be more impressive, try becoming more settling instead. The room does not need another performance. It needs someone who is not afraid of reality. Be the person who's calm, says nothing terrible is happening even when the moment wobbles slightly. Because comfort is not making people admire you, it is making people unclench around you fully. And the rarest kind of presence is this. You meet people and they get to exhale.